In the year 1889, Pope Leo XIII wrote an encyclical letter on devotion to Saint Joseph. And on this Feast of the Holy Family, I think that what Pope Leo wrote all those years ago can be very helpful for us in these difficult times when family life and marriage is undermined and attacked. And Saint Joseph was given the specific call by God to be the head and the guardian of the Holy Family. The family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph is holy because of the holiness of each one of the three. The all-holy Son of God at the center of the family. Mary, thrice holy because she is Mother of God, Mother of the Redeemer, and Mother of the Redeemed. And the holy and just man, Joseph. The family is a holy institution established by God, and to some extent, therefore, every family is intrinsically holy. But any particular family is as holy as each of its members. Each member has his or her place and role in that family. In this year of St. Joseph, promulgated by Pope Francis on the 8th of December last, we can do well to dwell a little on the figure of St. Joseph with the words penned by Pope Leo XIII 131 years ago. One of the greatest titles given to St. Joseph is the one given by a predecessor of Pope Leo, Pius IX, in 1870, namely the title of Patron of the Universal Church. The Church, therefore, Pope Leo says, looks for singular benefit from his patronage and protection, because Joseph was the spouse of Mary and reputed to be the father of Jesus Christ. It is from these honors that Joseph derives his dignity, his holiness, his glory. In truth, the dignity of the Mother of God is so lofty that naught created can rank above it. But as Joseph has been united to the Blessed Virgin by the ties of marriage, it may not be doubted that he approached nearer than any to the eminent dignity by which the Mother of God surpasses so nobly all created natures. For marriage is the most intimate of all unions, which from its essence imparts a community of gifts between those that by it are joined together. That's quite a thought, isn't it? Quite a consideration for spouses to dwell on. That the holiness of one spouse is a gift to the other. That each spouse depends on the other to be holy in order to be sanctified him or herself. Joseph, therefore, through his marriage to Mary, participates in Mary's sublime dignity and shines among all mankind by being the guardian of the Son of God and reputed as his father among men. Hence it came about that the Word of God was humbly subject to Joseph, that he obeyed him. Joseph assumed the obligations that nature lays upon the head of families, so that Joseph became the guardian, the administrator, and the legal defender of the divine house whose chief he was. He set himself to protect with a mighty love and a daily solicitude his spouse and the divine infant. By his work he earned what was necessary for the one and the other for nourishment and clothing. He guarded from death the child threatened by a monarch's jealousy and found for him a refuge. In the miseries of the journey and in the bitterness of exile, he was ever the companion, the assistance, and the upholder of the Virgin and of Jesus. And since Jesus Christ is in a manner the firstborn of Christians, who by adoption and redemption are his brothers, the Blessed Patriarch looks upon the multitude of Christians who make up the Church as confided especially to his trust. And because he is the spouse of Mary and the father of Jesus Christ, he holds, as it were, a parental authority over this limitless family spread over the earth, which is the Church. Pope Leo XIII gives reasons why everyone should fly to the trust and guard of the Blessed Joseph. Fathers of families, he says, find in Joseph the best personification of paternal solicitude and vigilance. Spouses, a perfect example of love, of peace, and of conjugal fidelity. Virgins, at the same time, find in him the model and protector of virginal integrity, because Saint Joseph was appointed also to guard Mary's virginity. People of every social rank, from kings to the most humble, find Joseph's example worthy of particular imitation. For Joseph, of royal blood, united by marriage to the greatest and holiest of women, reputed the father of the Son of God, passed his life in labor, and won by the toil of the artisan the needful support of his family. Joseph, content with his slight possessions, bore the trials consequent on a fortune so slender with greatness of soul, in imitation of his Son, who, having put on the form of a slave, being the Lord of life, subjected himself of his own free will to the spoliation and loss of everything. When writing his letter, Pope Leo XIII asked that from the time of that letter onwards, during the month of October, the recitation of the Rosary, which is the month of the October being the month of the Rosary, that prayer of the Rosary in October be concluded with a new prayer to Saint Joseph that he had composed, and that I left at the back of the church. I hope you took one as you came in, and we're going to pray it together at the end of Mass today. And talking of the Rosary, I would like to commend its daily recitation to all families in the parish. And I would recall the example of my dad, whom I have told you before, who on those occasional days when my mother would suggest that we just say our short night prayers instead of the Rosary, he would get down on his knees and say his Rosary. He was going to remain a vigilant and faithful guardian of his family, even if the rest of the family was allowed some rest that evening. There's much to admire and to imitate in the Holy Family, but that family needed a head, and God appointed Saint Joseph to this role. Why not adopt him as a guardian of your own state in life, whether you're married, virgin, young, old, rich, poor, single, widow, of royal or more lowly birth?